Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Bedford County Sports Talk Live. I'm David Thomas, Mr. Bill Anderson, Mr. Kenny Parker.
Yes,
What's
sir.
on your head, Kenny?
I let my hair grow out today.
Okay. Special occasion?
Yes.
Well, this is our last edition of Bedford County Sports Live for this season. We'll be back in July, but we want to have a little special wind-down show here since most everything has stopped in Bedford County sports. We got some scores to go over, but before we do, we want to thank our sponsors, First Bank of Shelbyville, Corner Cleaners of Shelbyville out on North Main Street, and also Kincaid
Service Company
right here on Madison Street in Shelbyville for all your appliance needs. When we come back from this break, we'll jump in, but let's hear a word.
Wait a second.
What?
No comment about my attire today?
No.
I'm going with Coach Robbie Davis and Coach Grooms and Coach Farrell. The community girls are still alive.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
They won their district.
Well,
I'm wearing the Viking stuff today. Coach Davis.
okay.
Shout out to you and Coach Grooms and Coach Edie. Thanks for the shirt.
Yeah, we'll cover some of those scores when we come back from this, but let's hear a word from a couple of our sponsors and we'll be right back.
We provide quality services you can rely on. Located in Shelbyville, we're the area's leading dry cleaner, proudly serving customers throughout Bedford County since 2001. We provide same-day dry cleaning and laundry service as well as tuxedo rentals. For customer convenience, we offer delivery and also have a drive-through and overnight drop box.
For all your dry cleaning needs, call Corner Cleaners.
Again, we want to thank those sponsors for making this show possible. Bill, you got some fans out there, it looks like. Miss Helen's after you.
All right, Helen.
Looking good in the purple.
Good morning, Helen.
Bill, Helen, what's wrong with your eyes?
She likes this purple. I'm telling you, man. This Viking purple I got on.
All right. Well, speaking of the Vikings or Lady Vikings or Queens, however we call them, how have they done? You got some scores.
I got some scores. They had a game against Eagleville. They won 8-6. Then they played Cannon County 16-0. Then Forest was the big matchup right here at the end, and they won 4-2. And then last night, 3-2. They win the district.
That was in both of those games were in district tournament.
In the district tournament right here. And now I believe you said Loretto goes to community, correct?
Yeah, a community will host Loretto Monday.
And this would be called a sectional regional.
This is the first round of the region.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Coach Davis sent me a text today that if the community girls were to make it to, what was it, the sub-state state?
Monday is first round of region.
Okay.
Wednesday, you win Monday, you make it to Friday.
Okay.
So if you win Monday, you make it to sectional. If you win your sectional, you go to the state.
Okay.
All right.
If community makes
and it is double elimination.
No, it's single elimination. Okay. Well, if you win Monday, you can lose on Wednesday and still play on Friday.
Okay.
All right. Here's what Coach Robbie Davis sent you this morning. It says, if community softball makes a state tournament, that means community high school has put at least one team in the state TWSA tournament every year since 2014, starting with baseball, girls basketball, boys basketball, and softball and golf.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Shout out to you guys out there, all you coaches.
You don't see that happen very often with a school.
And I know this would be, if they do it, this would be 3 in a row for the softball team.
And Coach Farrell does a really good job. Coach Grooms and everybody out there, y'all done a wonderful job this year again. And hopefully we got a nice run going to the state here. That would be really nice.
Yeah, that'd be good to end the year.
Cascade boys soccer team,
they're going.
Beat Forest yesterday 3-2. So they move on to the region, and they will host Loretto also Monday at Cascade. I don't know what time, but boys soccer. So we'll have 2 teams, I believe, in the region Monday. Both of them be playing Loretto.
Do you know what's worse than going to Lawrenceburg? Going to Loretto.
Or staying home.
Well, the drive. I'm just saying, that drive to Lawrenceburg, Loretta's even worse.
Not getting to play.
You go to Lawrenceburg and go south.
Not getting to play is worse.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right about that.
The trip's not fun.
It's not fun. It's not very long, but it seems long.
It just
does.
drags all the way from Lawrenceburg. That
Yeah.
last little bit to Loretta just seems like it takes forever, which is not that far.
Especially if you get caught behind the horse and buggies.
Oh yeah, you'll get
they're
caught
there.
behind them too because they're there.
Yeah. Guys, this has been a great year. I know
Had a
we're
good
winding
year.
down here, but we had a lot of things happen since last July when we fired up.
Mhm.
Now we're getting this little break, and it won't take long. Just
Oh,
a
it'll
few
be-
weeks, and
we'll
we'll
be-
be right back
yep.
at it. It'll be hot outside. The boys will start playing
But guess,
7-on-7.
but guess when we come back, where we'll be? It will be football time in the volunteer
Exactly.
state.
It sure
Yeah.
will.
Well, I'm going to spend some football time during my break. I'm going to Green Bay, and hopefully I'll get to walk on the practice field.
Nice.
That's my goal.
Were you going to send pictures?
If they'll let me get my phone out,
You don't think they will?
I don't know. I just hope I make it to the practice
We
field.
might have to wire you up with a secret
I
hidden
just
camera.
Well,
We can do that.
I don't
Good.
know.
We could put it right up there in the G on top of this toboggan.
Hide it somewhere in
Put
the
it in one of
grid.
these dreads.
That's true. That's true. But guys, as we look back over this past year, I like for us to just think about what is one of the biggest stories. What do y'all think the biggest story from our Bedford County teams this year, as far as something that'll stand out in history?
We're sitting here talking about the teams and all this. My David is the young man from Shelbyville that fell out on the basketball court, brought him back in the locker room. He made a recovery. I'm hoping it's complete, but he was able to play baseball this year.
Yeah.
Trice.
Kyler Trice.
Kyler Trice.
I know his dad is real good friends with me, Kenny Trice.
Yep.
Kenny graduated from Cascade, and he's from Bell Buckle, and I've known him. But to see, the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about
That was scary.
pulling the gut, and then finally talking to him. I was working a softball game, and I said, Kenny, how's your son? And he said, oh, he's back playing baseball now. So thank you,
Yeah.
Lord. Praise the Lord for that.
Yeah,
That's,
and the rally that two schools, like it happened in
Yes.
Lincoln County. Lincoln
Mhm.
County's rally, it just kind of puts sports in perspective.
Absolutely.
And that's probably the one that will stick out in my mind too. Bill,
Yeah.
what about you? What have you
Well,
reflected back?
If I had to do one, it's the fact that Shelbyville football went from 1-10 to 10-1.
Yeah.
Phenomenal turnaround by the Central Coach Dryden and his staff for those kids to go from one to the other and to have a complete turnaround. That was phenomenal, kids, and it was good to have Shelbyville football back.
and
very exciting.
And they've got something to build on coming up with the next year. I look back and I just see the camaraderie from all the schools. Cascade, Community, Shelbyville, Webb, all these kids, they know one another and they pull for one another. And you saw that take place. And I won't say especially the story I'm thinking about, the wrestling teams. Cascade had
I tell you
people
what,
at the
we
state.
were real represented wrestling. Community to just starting their wrestling was pretty good. But like you said, Cascade and Shelbyville, both represented in the state finals.
Right. And we had a state champion at Shelbyville Central, had a runner-up at Cascade.
Mhm.
So to me, that was history making. We got a state championship at Central, and Cascade had runner-up.
And both of those breaking grounds and moving their programs forward.
Right. I think that's one of the big stories. All three of these are really big stories. I'm anxious now to see how next year plays out, what we've got coming up. But I think that we've had some outstanding guests on here.
I agree.
Coaches coming and participating, and we appreciate all that. And we appreciate you guys hanging in there with us this entire year. It's been a lot of fun, and I look forward, to get a few weeks break, but I'm ready. I'm ready for July to get here.
I wonder which one of us shows up next Saturday morning at 9:00 and forgets that it's over.
Yeah,
One of the three of us.
show up.
One of the three of us will probably sit out there at the parking lot.
Yeah, we'll probably come up here and say, "Oh, we're not supposed
to do this today."
But let's take a break and hear from another one of our sponsors, and we're going to wind things down for the season when we come back and look at what is left and what's still going on in high school sports. Not only your softball and soccer, but there's another couple of things happening I want to talk about. And we'll come back right after this word from Kincaid
Service
Company.
Service Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
All righty, welcome back in here. And again, we want to thank Kincaid Service Company for being one of our premier sponsors this year, along with First Bank and Corner Cleaners. But Bill, like you said it, every week you don't like to haul it off.
I'm not hauling it off.
You're not hauling it off.
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it.
And every coach and guest we've had on here doesn't want to haul stuff off either.
They're not going to haul it off.
So do like Tony Sanders did on Saturday. Your refrigerator goes out, call Mark Kincaid and get one brought to you and have the old one hauled off.
They'll handle it.
They will.
And Susie,
Oh,
there at Corner Cleaners, Bill, what have you said so many times?
If she can clean Kenny Parker's clothes, she can clean yours and clean them well.
With softball season about to be over
It's
with,
gonna be
she'll have all my softball gear to clean. And you know what? After she cleans it, puts it in one of them plastic things, and I set it in the closet and won't catch dust over the winter.
Boy, there's nothing better than pulling that out of plastic. Putting it
That's
on after
right.
she's had her hands on it.
Mhm.
But guys, one other thing, we want to thank First Bank. They've been along with us for the ride
For a long
for
time.
a long time, and we just want to thank them. And go see Brent and his team down there. If you guys have any
Yes.
banking needs, he can take care of you. We appreciate them and the support that all three of these businesses have for our local sports.
Yep.
They're not
Yep.
only supporting us, but every time you look up, you hear their name called out as a sponsor
Right.
at a football game, a softball game,
Mhm.
soccer, whatever it is.
Go to a football field anywhere in the county. Go to a baseball field. You don't see these corporations sponsoring anything on the fences.
You see your locals.
You see your local businesses.
Yeah, and the thing about that, whenever one of these local teams needs a sponsor in town, they don't call the big box
No.
stores, they don't call the big corporations, they call the local businesses, and the local businesses always step up. So support your local business, support your sponsors of your teams. I've been out at Youth League Baseball some this year because I've got a grandson playing there, and I just look at all the small businesses that are making that happen. And
That's
it's
right.
important for this community. And we appreciate all those people that step up for that. Guys, I want to kind of wrap up talking about where we're going to start in July. We're going to start naturally with football preseason in high school. And we're going to see all four of our high schools. I'm not sure what's happening at Webb. There's been talk about them changing some things out there, maybe going
Back to the
back to
08.
8x8. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I do know that Shelbyville Central right now is in spring practice. They've got 2 weeks under their belt. Next Thursday, they scrimmage at 6 o'clock on Thursday. So if you want to see a little bit of spring football, get a glimpse of what's coming next year for Shelbyville Central, get out there at 6 o'clock Thursday. They're going to be scrimmaging, and I think they're having it on the regular field. I'm not sure. But we might try to play around and live stream it just so people can see it. I'm going to see if we can get a good enough signal, maybe try to do that. But, guys, we've got community. Still got a young team, but they're a year older. New coach at Cascade, Kenny. We want to get him on here and talk to him, hopefully.
Yes.
But things are looking up. What do y'all look forward to for next year?
One thing I'll admit to doing, and it's 3 days a week doing it, but I've enjoyed those coaches shows with these coaches. We've got some great coaches right here in Bedford County, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy every one of them.
What I enjoyed as a coach, and I enjoy is watching these is seeing the new younger athletes develop. You know, you lose some of the older ones, the seniors, and see these new young athletes step up and show their identity and how they've matured and their excitement. It's fun.
Well, it won't be long. It'll be back. Shelbyville opens the football season at Siegel. Cascade opens the season at Moore County. And Community goes to Lewis County. That's the openers for all three right there.
Okay.
And that's in August 22nd. Shelbyville starts on a Thursday. And that Friday, Cascade and Community will play.
You know, we focus on the kids in the people that are participating, their families, their coaches, and the community that surrounds those kids while they're playing. It's phenomenal. And we've got some information that's come in this morning to us that makes me think that we've got a wrong direction headed. And I don't want to end on a negative.
No, we're not.
It's tough.
Let's
It's
just
tough.
mention it.
It's tough because we'll go ahead and then
TSSAA passed a rule saying that you can no longer have your city name on your jerseys. And two that come to mind, and first being Community High School has always had Unionville on their jerseys, especially in football. I noticed that.
Not always, but a lot of times.
But they got
Got it on the helmet.
We got it on the
like
helmet.
they'll use the U.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you got the on the helmet, it says Unionville. So they can no longer do that. They can no longer use the city that they're representing. It has to have their mascot name or their high school name. Okay. And as long as I've been following sports from a kid on, it's always been Unionville. I know it's Community High School. I get that,
it's
but
hard.
we call it Unionville.
And for me, it's hard to say Forest and not say Chapel Hill.
Right.
Exactly. Because when we talk about them, we talk about Chapel Hill. And everybody around here knows who that is.
Sure.
But that's an added expense here for a football program, a football program to have to, if that's
they're
right.
using that.
It's
Right.
an added expense. You got to get the
Correct.
uniform.
You
Yeah.
got to change your uniforms around.
Might have to change your helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
All new helmets.
Well,
Or change the
the
decal.
helmet
Change
that
the
we
decal.
have,
Right.
Change the decal.
yeah, change the decal out, and it's a pain. And that's what the teams want to refer
Seems
to
kind of
themselves.
petty to me, though.
It is petty. But there's one other thing, and this is brought out by a local coach talking about how we have more state championships in football than any other state besides Texas. Texas, and they're huge. They have a huge football presence on the map of the United States. I mean, their program is the model. I mean, they've got so many different divisions, so many high schools, and we have 9 counting our private schools here in Tennessee, which is right there with Texas.
Takes us 3 days to play.
Right, 3 days to play state championships, and right now you can go 1-9.
That's the problem.
Yes.
And make,
And make the
if you're in the, I would say right or wrong, however you want to say it, kind of district. If you're in a 5-team district, all you got to do
Win a game.
is beat one team in your district.
All right, so you get that, and then you get where now the TSSAA is going to get 18% of that revenue stream that's coming in at the gate on all playoff games.
Your net.
off the gross.
Oh, off the
Off the
gross.
gross.
Whatever comes in the
Oh,
gate,
before
they
you
get
pay expenses.
Before you pay expenses. So officials, just upkeep, whatever it is that they have to do to put that game on, 18% is coming off the top. So we
Of
sit
the
here
gate.
of the gate money.
Yeah, this
Not
doesn't
the
affect us,
concession.
but this
No.
would affect Rutherford County. And I've
Yeah.
had coffee in other places. Let me mention this, and I'm gonna go back to that credit card thing where you can't go up to some of these high schools and just buy a ticket. So it's all well, the credit card company's getting 4.5% off the top right there, on top of the TSSAA.
Exactly.
Think how that's starting to add up here.
Or
You could lose money hosting a football game.
Well, they're not going
Playoff
to take.
game.
They don't take a credit card at the stand. What they do is they go through that service.
Yes.
That sells a ticket. You got to go to an app, get the ticket, show it to them, but they're getting charged, hammered by this service. So you're starting to see when money's tight like this, you start to see TSSAA dip into the pocket of these schools, and it makes you question what their motives are.
Right.
So I think we're going to see a shakeup. I mean, here we are promoting kids every day, and this is what I love to do. It's about these kids and their families and the coaches and the programs, trying to educate people.
Well, you talk about the money, and I agree with it. But I want to go back to what you said earlier. No longer you're going to be able to show the pride in your community.
Right.
You can no longer say, hey, I'm from Unionville. I'm from community. Well, where's community at?
Exactly.
And I'm from Forest. Where's Forest?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you're in the woods somewhere, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I mean,
Now,
Forest.
what about Shelbyville? They'll be able to put Shelbyville on there.
Right.
But, Shelbyville Central.
Right.
Can they just put Shelbyville, or will it have to be Shelbyville Central?
Shelbyville Central High School.
I don't
Eagles.
think they'll have to put the high school. I think they can put Shelbyville or Shelbyville Central.
Right.
Or what about their Interlock SC?
Maybe. I don't know the rules completely, but this just
I
happened.
would like to know why this was done and what the example.
and
I'm
I
sure
both.
there's a reason.
There's got to be something.
Somebody
out
did
there.
something somewhere we don't know about that caused this. I don't know where that somewhere is.
Well,
Right.
are they saying, is TWS saying that those names don't reflect what school you're playing for?
But
because you put Unionville on there, because it's not Unionville High School, it's community. And that's to me nitpicking. You know, it's just a little bit too.
let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this, and this is way stretching the rubber band. Would it be because a kid lives over here in this area, chooses to go to school? Let's just use this one. Kid lives in Bell Buckle, chooses to go to Unionville. I don't want Unionville on there. I'm not from Unionville. I'm going to community.
No, it's not what it is. It's got to be
You
something
think
bigger than
it's-
that. No.
But
No,
it don't.
what
It
is
don't take but the right parent or two to
I-
say something.
You stretch the rubber band there, and I see where you're headed with it. But I don't think that. I don't think. Well, I'm not. Gonna
Well, you
say
know,
it
we got
that way,
all.
but
Let me
We've
ask y'all
got
this.
We've got this new
yeah.
transfer portal stuff now going
Yeah,
on.
Look at how the NCAA has lost control of the colleges, kind of. Down the road, it could TSSAA push themselves too far, and all of a
They're
sudden,
doing it.
maybe a separate
Yeah.
deal comes up here, and TSSAA's out. If you get to the point that you're
Well,
losing money on a game,
They got so
maybe
much
you
money.
come up with your own a different organization.
I don't know. They got so much money stashed right now that could be used for good purposes.
Without
I
taking
think
more.
you have to restructure it. And I don't know how you do that. I think schools have to band together and say, hey guys, look, we're losing sight of the target here. The target is our kids, taking care of them. It's not about stockpiling money. If we don't spend the money on the kids, what's the purpose of it?
Mm-hmm.
And you go down that path. And I think if everybody just refocus on the kids, things will straighten out.
Well, how many schools are out here where football in particular funds everything? I mean, there's some places like that where pretty much football funds all your other sports or a portion of it.
Well, our source that told us about this made the statement that a lot of these smaller high school teams will lose money by hosting a playoff game. So what's the motive to make the playoff?
Again, though, even on your gate, if we're worried, if you're playing a 1-9 team,
the motive is to make it. I mean, it's all about
sure.
That if you lose money, but you know, most of these teams, these small teams, if they make it to the state finals, they're losing money.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you get a team that's 1-9, they make it to a playoff game.
They got to travel.
They got to travel. They go to that, and the team that they're playing is probably up here. And there's a lot of fans might not make it to the gate to watch that game because it's a 1-9. They don't. So we got that one, and then you got to pay the officials out of that money after they take that right there itself plus cleanup and all this could end up putting them in the hole, and they're going to lose money. It just doesn't make sense. But guys, we'll talk about this when we pick up in July. Maybe some things are clearer to us, and we can.
We'll have training camp, NFL training camps. We'll have college getting ready to ramp up.
Yep. But guys, we want to thank you guys that are out there with us every week. Miss Helen, you're in here every week. Tony, we see you out there, buddy. Thanks for watching. And we encourage people to participate and chat with us. That's something we got away from later on in the year, but I think everybody gets excited about football season when we come back on. They're excited, but we want to encourage you guys.
You know what would be exciting if we can pull it off?
What?
Getting Coach Insel in here.
Well, he's coming.
That would be exciting.
Yeah,
that would be exciting.
I'm hoping that we can get him lined up for our kickoff.
I'd love to have him and Bubba both.
Yeah, it'd be great. But again, guys, it's been fun this year.
Yep.
Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for y'all for making it possible. Until mid-July,